And as Tal said, we never got to visit this particular road before. Kind of cool that we get to. Let's see, where do I want to go first? So many options. Buttons. Sakafu. I tried to avoid it.
Here I go!
So Reen is not in here.
You got this!
Leave it to me! Now! It's mine! Let's go! Yeah!
I shall go. Charging!
I'm up! Ha! It's down! It's mine! This is it!
It's my turn!
Big damage.
Let's go! I'll assist.
Alright, auto battle the
Yeah.
rest. I'm going to eat
Is
a
that all?
cracker.
There's a school.
There! Got a bite! Nice! Not bad at all. Hey-ya! This one's strong. Be careful!
These guys are a little quick.
Da!
Yes!
See here. Weaknesses. Fire. Don't have any AoE fire, unfortunately. We're gonna get one of those. I don't think we've seen this yet.
Let's go! Crimson Slash! It's down! Kurt! Yes! Shit! Very well. Strike!
Yes! Ha!
I got this.
Arcus activate!
There!
That submerged did a lot of damage, by the way.
Let's go!
I'm going! Ha!
I got this.
It's down!
I've got you.
My turn. There! There, instructor! Got it! Shit!
Do it!
Oh, did we win?
All right, got it!
The terrain is pretty unusual here, don't you think?
Well, that's actually because this is a marine cave, carved out through erosion by the sea.
We have, a picture. The cliffs have been worn away over the years by the flow of the tide. Seeing this really makes you feel small in the face of nature. I haven't taken one of these in a while. Give me the goods.
Now, let's see. Oh, wow. Nice.
Right. Whoa, whoa.
50%? 60%? We're 60% done with the game, everybody.
Let me take a look. Wow, this is very...
Hey, how's it? Let me take a peek. Whoa, here's a little something.
Stellan Sherazard. Where are you getting these photos? Here you go, Talon. Yeah. Great, isn't it? This is for Machias. This is for Roselia. This is for Patrick. One more here.
There!
I'm guessing this will be my super
Got a
fish.
bite.
Yep.
This is promising.
Don't ask why a swordfish is all up in this.
Wow, this is a rare one.
Zafiro de Espada. Oof. Giant swordfish. This must be the catch Lord Lake Lord and the others were talking about. Guess I should let them know just in case. This glittering jewel-like beauty, there was no mistaking it. This is a Zafiro Espada. Catching this on your own couldn't have been easy. You've left us in the dust, Rean. I'm seriously impressed. I wish Estelle and Lloyd could be here to see this. Oh, I'd heard rumors those two were good at fishing. It's true then, I guess. Knowing that makes me feel closer to them in a weird way. Anyway, I'll be sure to prepare a prize worthy of this accomplishment for you. Thank you. Oh, can't fish there again. Okay, so this is a dead end, and
Ooh, a tough one.
This one's strong. Be careful!
say stay away from me. The maneuverability there was not very big.
Let's go! Let's go! Raging fire formation! It's my turn!
Was that a bug? Because we didn't get any,
Roar!
any rings.
Healing strike! Now! It's mine! Not today! Not today! Not today!
Sure.
Keep it up, dog. You know what?
Tag out!
Protect ourselves. These guys actually do a crap ton of damage.
Charging!
Let's go! Roar! It's down!
It's mine!
Ha!
Thanks. My turn. It's down. There, instruct.
I'm going! Ha! My turn. There! Good work, everyone.
Nice.
Yeah, I did it! Stats updated.
Yuna's level 123. That's the, I guess the power of Kaleido.
Ooh, a tough one.
Ooh, a treasure chest!
Attract enemies' attention. Absolute Reflect. Earth Arts. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, so this way. So just one treasure chest is all that's left. What if there's any other places that I haven't actually been to yet? Further distance, no need to go that far. Okay, there's nothing on Brionia Island. Take a brief look at Raquel. Been 2 hours, by the way. So we've been doing side quests. They keep saying that things change here.
Let's get going.
But every time I show up and... Probably just the people outside of the rest lodge. You seen a cargo around here? Looking for a cargo. Well, 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 it's rains. Oh, if it isn't the Ashen Chevalier in Class 7, too. I take it you're reporting for the Crossbell Times right now. Actually, I accompanied Grace here. But things sure are taking a while. Guess this means the deal's not going too well. Alright, I've got to say that's got me kind of curious. Is that so? Well, it's not exactly unrelated to you all, if I'm being honest. So, if you'd like, why don't you head upstairs? We'll do that. Might be worth seeing who's upstairs. Oh. Well then, this, to be interesting. You never know when Thomas Lysander is going to just step out of the woodwork and be like, you know what? I haven't tested you guys at all. So, let me show you what the Second Dominion is all about. Oh, it's you guys. Instructor Thomas and the lady from the Crossbell Times. Good to see you two again. Green Tower, it's been quite some time. Seems I just missed you and Aaron, like ships passing in the night, aren't we? Yeah, Gaius and Rosine told us you'd been there. So, who's your friend over there? I've seen you around, but I don't think we've ever actually spoken. Those eyes, he must be blind. We have actually spoken. Several times.
I had better make a formal introduction. I am Marcel Nielsen, freelance journalist.
Of course, I've already heard about all about you. The redoubtable Miss Herschel, Class 7, and the Ashen Chevalier alike. Or perhaps it would be more accurate to call you the ultimate sacrifice of the Great Twilight. How do you know that? Knowing things is his business. Marcel taught me everything I know about journalism. He's even won the Pulitzer Prize, several years in a row at that. He's covered the mysterious incidents in Liberl, the DG Colt incidents, I don't know what those dots are supposed to mean, even the annexation of Crossbell. Wow, that's an impressive resume. I remember hearing about you, but what are you doing here with Grace and Instructor Thomas? Well, first off, allow me to apologize for not helping you during that little incident on the Pantagruel. You see, there was a certain something I had been searching for at the time. An artifact passed down through the Imperial family, the final volume of the Black Records. You mean the secret books you and Reen were deciphering? Alright, they're just gonna go through this. Y'all can read that. If they go through every single Black Record, I'm gonna eat some chips. I did read a couple of the Black Records, if not all of them, at one point in my life. That I had at the time, anyways. Alright, let's speed this up. Although this does look like interesting information. Unwanted child. Sacrifice of the village. 100 Days campaign. Great Blue Tree. That's a 1,000-year-old wish. Sacrifices made, ancient blood flows. The path to Graal Erebos. Yep. And the tainted holy beast is pierced by the blade. The world's end. Great twilight shall fall. But there's actually more to it than that. That's what His Majesty told me when I visited him at St. Ursula. There's an additional volume relating what will happen after the Great Twilight. Sadly, however, His Majesty never read it himself. Well, it can record even the future. That's artifacts for you. They operate on a whole different kind of logic. All that stuff about the Recluse Cube back in the Burrow, whoosh, right over my head. I think all of us are at a loss over it, to tell you the truth. Lucky for us, Mr. Nielsen's already gotten a hold of the last volume, right? Huh? Ooh, right on the money. My, this must be the work of the 8 Leave School's famous unclouded eye technique, no? It's as you say, I possess the final volume. It took a month of searching all throughout the Empire, and curiously enough, though my own eyes are themselves clouded, I can still read the contents of the book. That is, the final volume of the Black Records is an unmistakable fact. Naturally, once I heard about it, I set about negotiating a trade. In the end, we settled on a very simple condition. All you have to do, Reen, is give Marcel an interview. Huh? Me? But don't worry, I don't actually plan on publishing it. I've already pieced together a few basic facts from your lineage alone, as well as the unfortunate position you've been placed in. Nevertheless, it's in my nature to seek out the truth. I want to find out exactly what's going on here in Erebonia. And what better way to get to the said truth than to ask one of the people directly involved. Everything I've heard puts you at the center of all the strange happenings that have occurred here over the past few years. I'd be happy to give you the last of the Black Records in return for answering a few of my questions. Reen. Good to see me. Wazy told me you were perceptive, but it's rather unnerving just how much you already know. What do you say, Reen? The decision ultimately lies with you. The war is only 5 days away. This could help allay the situation, if only a little. I guess so. Before accepting this, because I'm going to accept it, I think it's really cool how they've approached some of these side quests. There are characters, they're just chilling there. And if you talk to them, they're like, hey, you guys are Class 7. I see your instructor's now with you. When you get him back, I'd love to do an interview with him. He's a very interesting guy. And then you kind of talk, you see him throughout the area and the world, and as you progress, and he's like, oh, I see you guys have been doing this, when you get your instructor back, I'd love to interview him. And then, you get your instructor back, he's like, oh, Instructor Reen, I'm a little busy at the moment, but when I get the time, I'd love to interview you. And then we get to this, where it's like, hey, about that interview. All right, you can ask me anything you want. You have my thanks. I really appreciate this, Reen. Hey, do you mind if I sit in on the interview? I'm joining too. No journalist worth her salt would let a chance like this get away. This is a weird side quest. Like, am I getting AP for answering the questions correctly? Are monsters going to interrupt us? Tao, Thomas, and Grace remained in the room while everyone else left to wait outside. Thus did Reen's interview with the blind journalist then begin. Oh, we don't, what? Okay, here we go. Now, Reen, I understand that Thomas was your history teacher, and given Miss Herschel's grandfather's expertise, I'm certain she knows her fair share as well. So I'd like to press right on and get to the heart of the matter, if that's all right with you. Yeah, sure. I have to admit, I'm feeling a little nervous. You can go ahead and start whenever you're ready. Can't let my nerves get to me. Let's begin with a quick synopsis then. As it stands, the Great Twilight Phenomenon is currently enveloping the whole of the Empire. The force behind it is called Operation Jormungandr, while the resistance against them is referred to as Mille Mirage. Moreover, the key factors of this entire dilemma are the 7 Divine Knights, as well as the 2 Septarians they had been forged from. A great number of implications behind these events are too much for humanity at large to handle. They make the history of our entire species feel trivial, meaningless even. But if we seek out these truths with an open mind, I believe there's more awaiting us than mere existential dread. What's happening here goes beyond just Erebonia. There are a myriad of different factors at play. There are? I see. Sounds like this is about to get deep. Just how much does this guy know? One of those factors is, of course, the Erebonian Empire. Thanks in part to the Arnor family owing allegiance to neither the clans of Earth nor Fire, they quickly rose to prominence. Thus today, Erebonia stands as one of the oldest nation states in Zemuria. With the help of the Septian Church, it quickly expanded both its territories and its influence. That spectacular growth was also what gave birth to the Empire's unique system of class. All of which culminated 250 years ago with the War of the Lions. There are plenty of intriguing rumors regarding what went on behind the scenes, but that's not quite what concerns us at the moment. What does concern us is what happened in the wake of the war, something that's exerting an influence on the world even today. Do you know what it is I'm referring to, Reen? I think so. I thought this was an interview about Reen, and this guy's just gonna go on a monologue and start talking about stuff that's not even directly related to Reen. What significant change occurred after the War of the Lions? Go with the post-war Renaissance. You mean Dreikel's post-war Renaissance, right? A whole lot of innovations were introduced during that time, stuff people couldn't even dream of back in the Dark Ages. It helped make the country what it is today, making huge leaps forward in law, economics, and culture alike. The founding of Thor's military academy is a perfect example. That's right, because anyone can enroll regardless of class or nationality. It helped a lot of commoners get into the Imperial Army or obtain government posts. Thinking about it like this, you could also say it indirectly led to the formation of the noble and reformist factions, and even the Civil War itself 2 years back. Right, the noble faction would have never been so militant if those class distinctions hadn't been so pronounced to begin with. That likely had repercussions beyond the army and the government as well. Very good. It seems we're more or less all on the same page. Let's move on to the factors at work outside of Erebonia then. Now I realize that's a rather broad description to use. So for our purposes, we'll narrow it down to Liberl, Northumbria, Jurai, Nord, and Crossbell. Great. A bunch of stuff that had nothing to do with Erebonia, basically. Calvard also borders the country, of course, but it really deserves to be in a category of its own. Whether the Nord Highlands counts as part of the Empire is up for contention, and Crossbell has been contested territory for hundreds of years. But these territories weren't under Erebonian rule when the Empire was first founded. Even so, their impact on imperial matters back then was by no means small. We have, for instance, the Nord Highlands, where the Imperial Prince made his travels, as well as Liberl, where the massacre at Hamel sparked the 100 Days' War, and thus, conflict between the nobles and reformists. Of course, it goes without saying that those particular situations were instigated by Erebonia itself. But there was one specific event, not directly connected to the Empire, that still had a great influence on its future. Does anything spring to mind, Reen? Let's see. What highly influential event occurred outside the Empire? Guess the Northumbrian disaster. The only thing I know of that fits the bill is the salt pail, the one that appeared during the Northumbrian disaster. We still don't know exactly what caused it, but it definitely wasn't the Empire. A natural disaster like that would surely have had far-reaching consequences. That's true. It set off the sequence of events that led to Northumbria changing from a principality to an autonomous state. A lot of refugees fled to Erebonia, and the Northern Jaegers started staging all sorts of resistance efforts. And Northumbria's trouble spilled over to its neighbors in the west. Jurai's resulting economic hardships were just what the Empire, or rather Chancellor Osborne, needed to turn its people against Crow's grandfather. Yeah, that's exactly right. I see, when you think of it that way, you can really start to glean the wider impact that disaster had on the world. Even the Imperial Liberation Front's creation can be traced all the way back to it. Quite right. It's an event that certainly deserves our consideration if we aim to properly unravel the goings-on of the Empire. Let us conclude by moving over to the happenings to the east. Again, to narrow things down, we'll specify east to mean Crossbell, now a part of the Empire and Republic of Calvard. We may end up bringing other powers on the continent into discussion, but for now let's focus on these two. Calvard has fought with Erebonia for control of Crossbell for centuries now. About 100 years back, their monarchy was overthrown and a republic established. Then, 72 years ago, Calvard and Erebonia negotiated shared rule of Crossbell, effectively turning it into an autonomous state. But some 30 years or so before that, Crossbell was actually a part of the Empire. Were you aware of that? Come to think of it, I think we did touch upon that in our history classes, if only just barely. I guess an imperial school wouldn't want to give a lot of attention to losing a territory. We still have the old Governor General's residence from when we were first under Imperial rule, too. There were rumors the old pro-Erebonian speaker took it as his mansion. He ended up holding some real shady auctions in there. Omissions like this are a common story, I'm afraid. For the Empire, the shared jurisdiction represented a loss, a humiliation. Thus, they gave it less and less prominence in their histories over time, in an attempt to cover it up and diminish its importance. I see. Yeah, that about explains it. Dreinkels' post-war renaissance spurred Kalvar on to make a great number of societal changes, many of which led them increasing their own sphere of influence, eventually resulting in the dispute over Crossbell. The tensions between the two nations has festered throughout the generations, especially on the side of the Erebonians. And the curse is bringing all that animosity to the forefront. Kalvard's revolution was a time of rapid change and upheaval. These things are never exactly simple, but there was one force that was instrumental in overthrowing the old social order? How's your knowledge of international history, Reen? Do you know what it was? What force helped overthrow the Kalvard monarchy? I have no idea. But I'm gonna guess the Septian Church. No, that's not it. The Church has a policy for keeping out of secular matters, which means it must be immigrants. A lot of people emigrated to Kalvard around that time. They still do to this day, in fact. Indeed, at the time, Kalvard was verging on the brink of an economic collapse. It's said that the merchants moving in from the east gave the revolutionary forces enough financial aid to tip the scales in their favor. There are also rumors that Eastern assassins were sent after major leaders on both sides. So that's how the flow of people from the east affected Kalvar's revolution. That revolution led to Crossbell's autonomous statehood, which in turn led to its struggle for independence and subsequent re-annexation, leading further still to the intervention of the Kalvardian Special Forces just last year. I'm starting to see how it all connects to Operation Jormungandr and Mille Mirage. Yeah, there's more behind the scenes dealings to this than just Erebonia's. This isn't really an interview, is it, Mr. Nielsen? It's more like a debriefing. Thanks to you, we now have a much firmer grasp of the continent's past, present, and future. All these events laid the groundwork for the curse of the Empire to take root. The way you put it, even my becoming a sacrifice for the Great Twilight sounds like it was inevitable. So that's what this was all about. Mr. Nielsen. Well, you are a key figure in this, after all. I simply felt you had a right to know. Though talking through and discussing our various theories was rather enjoyable too. The final volume. Oh, relatively short compared to the others, so it shouldn't take you too long to decipher. In any case, you have my thanks for volunteering your time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must go off in search of my next story. Wait, you're leaving? How? Oh, I've arranged passage with one of the transports passing through from Aragon. It'll take me as far as Milsante. Sante. I'm sure I can find myself a train from there. Wow, that's pretty thorough. Do you mind if we tag along? This is just too good to pass up. I've got to tell Rains about this. Oh, looks like this is where we part ways. But I expect we'll meet again, perhaps with our leader present next time. An appealing prospect, to be sure. Thanks for everything, Mr. Nielsen. I feel like my understanding is finally up to speed. I'll try to take a wider perspective of what we're getting ourselves into going forward. Yes, thank you. This has all been very enlightening. The pleasure was all mine. Now then, I bid you farewell. That he opens doors with his mind. I missed one question. Life is hard. You think he's an earthbender that sees with earthbending? Thanks much, Reen. I'll get right on translating the final volume. It'll take me a couple of days, but I'll try to get it done before you have to leave. I appreciate it. Will you be heading back to your Merkaba then? Not yet. I need to go discuss some things with Rosine. Plus, our ship is still in need of some repairs. Take care, instructor. Hopefully we meet again sooner instead of later. Well, we did spend 2 years together at Thor's. That has to count for something, no? Now then, everyone, until we meet again, take care in the meantime. That really was a loaded conversation, huh? But everything we learned from it made it worthwhile, wouldn't you say? Yeah, some of it was hard to parse, but I feel like I've gotten my head together now. I won't let all this talk of prophecies and destiny hold me back. Whatever the Black Records say will happen, I'll face it head on. That's the spirit, and remember, all of us will be right there by your side. Golia gem. What is that? Interesting. Very, very interesting. Guess we're giving this to you. Except you can't use it because you have no Suckafu slots. Alright, remove that. Remove that. Was it Thalos R? Maybe that instead, it's better. Congratulations, you have more hit, you have more crit. Okay. Please don't talk to me. Your walnut pie. Yeah, let's, no. Wanted to rest.
This is nice.
Check out the Osgiliath Basin. Ain't nothing. Already been to Leaves. I think we already been to Mizante. Last one is we still need to find Peoples. So Dorothy and Vivi. And they're both on the Courageous. Let me see. I don't know where Vivi is, but Dorothy should be here. Gosh, we still have bonding events to do. Reen, perfect timing. Help me out here. I'm trying to convince Dorothy to take a break from pairing up guys and write about girls for a change. I told you, Angelica, I have firm rules when it comes to what I write about, and your request violates the most sacred one. I don't really have a dog in this fight, but if Dorothy really doesn't want to do it, there's no reason she should have to, right? Fair point, Reen. But I wouldn't want to see a writer of Dorothy's caliber squander her potential. The girl has the chops for this. Wait, Angelica, have you read my books? Of course, they're amazing. which is why I think it's criminal for you to limit your stories to just one type of attraction. For now, let's start with a long talk about just how appealing women can be. But how about that? Not even Dorothy is a match for Angelica. Oh, that's right. There was something I've been meaning to ask you, Dorothy. Oh, what is it? Right, about the radio show? Hold on a second, I'm not really sure I'm the right fit for a lead role. That said, Eternal Neun has been seeing a silent yet sturdy jump in popularity among young women as of late. But forget the heroine, Neun's steamy chemistry with his rough and tumble colleague turned rival is where it's really... I can almost taste it. Yeah, if possible, I'd like to be left out of whatever party platter your mind is conjuring up there. Well, personally, I say go for it. It could get pretty creatively stimulating, if you know what I mean. You're probably right. Okay, I'll do it. I'll take the plunge. Radio Trista, right? And leaves? I'll head over once I'm finished here. Thanks, Dorothy. You're gonna do great. Still gotta do bonding events, man. It's gonna be 4 hours before I even move on to stuff. Oof. Super oof. Where are you? Where haven't I gone? I was just there. Guess maybe I didn't go here? He's not here either. Evie and Dorothy should be aboard the Courageous. Oh, where the Sakafu is she? Evie, I'm looking everywhere for you. Don't worry. It's all good on my end. I've got this. Well, it's not good on my end. I couldn't reach you for over a month. And now you want to tag along and interview some third-party power? Not just that, but you even sent this completely unrealistic event plan. Our paper's read by the military for ADO's sake, although doing a joint feature with Crossbell News is a bad idea. Right? I already talked it through with Rex. Actually, it might have been his idea originally. Normally I'd flat out refuse. Some other staff here are on board with your proposal. However, that's not workable without some changes. Come to the office and we can discuss the edits. So sorry, boss, but no can do. I'm not on the best terms with the military at the moment, so I'd rather keep a low profile. Can't I just leave it in your capable hands? Is this all a joke to you? Ever heard of the word responsibility? Phoebe's talking to her superior at the Chronicle. Sounds like she submitted some unorthodox proposal to the editor-in-chief. Well, not my business anyway. Yo, Reen, you need something from me? Don't tell me you've abandoned Elisa and Fee to flag the Vivi ending. A bold move, sir. I have no idea what that means. I'm here because Monk asked me for a favor. You know what? Vivi's cool people. You could be like level 5 or something. No. I don't know. I remember back when Linde subbed in on one. It sounded so fun. Made me a little envious. Plus, the show itself is pretty highly regarded in the industry. So yeah, I think that'd be really cool. Eureka. What about bringing Linde along too? The twins route could wind up being pretty fun. Never the comedian. Anyway, it would be a big help. Anyway, I'm the last person you're waiting on, right? Let's head to the studio together then. Alright, Reen and the 4 people arrived. Once the script had been read, the cast received directions, the recording began. Okay, on to the next scene. It's still pretty early on when reporter Ruri first approaches Neun. She might be Nanai's twin sister, but she's got a hidden agenda. Hey Neun, you're looking as serious as ever. It's been a while since you've seen Nanai, right? Why don't I patch you up instead? My cue. Like the playful approach. Of course, it'll have to be in exchange for the juicy info you've got. I see how it is. You're on that side this time around, huh? That's a wrap. Rain, you did great. Vivi, could you try something a little different? That's what I thought. I'll try being a little cooler. Try it again. Okay, I guess I messed that one up. Okay, this next scene is near the end of the first half. Neun found a code and goes to consult the librarian, Hein. His colleague, Acht, appears. They don't get along, but they respect each other professionally. Let's take it from Hein's response after saying goodbye. They appear to be only colleagues. There's an unbreakable trust between them that can withstand any clash of their fiery attitudes. Sorry, it was just so touching. The wellspring of my heart was overflowing with emotion. I have to get it together. So, if I were to take the Vivi route here that I goofed on, maybe these characters are supposed to be like a little bit of the opposite. And so, pulling the reluctance into the performance would be very Dorothy, so maybe we pull ourselves together? You were asking about the decryption, yes? It seems that the language of the ancient Zemuria is the key. Thanks for coming back to your senses. Would you mind giving me the specifics? And that's a wrap. Right. It was absolutely perfect. You guys worked perfectly together, bringing out the best of both the lead and the heroine. So glad I managed to rein myself in. Good job, Dorothy. What's gonna happen if things get more intense? This is the second half. Neun has survived Acht's attack and has to rely on Velvet for help. She's a mysterious fortune teller he's encountered several times before. Now, she says, crystal ball and the tarot cards hint at a single possibility. Who is behind this incident and why they caused it? Now for the next bit. Beryl's mysterious. I don't know if she really does sadness. She's always kind of playful with her predictions and things like that. You know, she's always, let's do touch of sadness. Neun, I think you of all people should know. It's Acht, isn't it? He wouldn't bother lifting a finger to help someone unless he respected them. For someone like this, the list is very small. The culprit here must be... That's a wrap. Yeah. That was perfect. You guys worked perfectly together, bringing out the best. A woman of mystery shows a little compassion. That's why the big reveal is so dramatic. This is the climax. The government has declared martial law in the capital. Thelma was pulling the strings, and now she moves to enact a plan to defeat the Chancellor. Conversations unfold between Neun, who's made it in time somehow, and Selma, who possessed a demonic sword. I will throw my own life away for the sake of this kingdom's people. If I don't, the kingdom will fall to the crown princess, and the Chancellor, our dearest hope, the second princess, will be lost to darkness. I really relate to her in this case. I don't remember who she's supposed to be. She's kind of calm. Let's be stern. Out of my way, Naeun. Don't make me hurt you. I see your resolve to see this through is indeed impressive. In that case, I am even more prepared to stand my ground. I don't think we got it that time, yeah. And you did great. Alright. Only, should I ignore the curse of the demonic sword? I think in these circumstances we can. Try a more calm and dignified approach. I mean, I'm sorry, can we do another take? Of course. Alright, 2 for 2. Or 2 for 4. 50%. That's an F. Great work, everyone. I love listening to it. No, thank you. We'll be able to finish it with this. Some of you might have had a few issues, but they were immediately fixed. Wish you guys would join the show as regulars, but gosh, Monk, it's just like you to get carried away like that. But I guess it does feel great to get complimented. It might not be too bad if such an opportunity rose again. Yes, yes. I'm so looking forward to Naeun and Ux deepening relationship after all. After I've seen the hands of fate play out, I may help once more. You mentioned that the broadcast date is only 4 days off, right? I'll be asking Director Michael to look things over before signing off on the broadcast. I have to get the editing done today. I'm really fired up for this. Dorothy and Vivi went back to the Courageous ahead of the others. Edel also boarded the ship before returning to Lemaire, and Beryl returned to Aaron Village through unknown means. Epoch Bell. Hey,
How did
Manadryad.
everything go?
Those names literally mean 9 and 8? Really?
Oh, your rank has risen. This is for you. Please, take it. I see. Good work, everyone. Now then, if you'll excuse me.
Doesn't sound like you at all. The Epoch. Alright, Time Arts. I don't really have anybody that's been using those. Not too useful. Right. You mentioned they mean 9 and 8. We have a book called 3 and 9. Coincidence? Maybe not. What has changed here? You want my attention. Aha. Oh, Edel, I didn't know you were here. Well, I reached a nice stopping point in my meeting with instructors Makarov and Mary and had some time before the recording session. So I thought it might be nice to catch up with my old gardening club friends. Alright, I guess you were all in the same club. Let me guess, Reen, you forgot about me, right? Well, I was in the gardening club too. To be fair, this is probably the first time he's seen us all together since graduation. By the way, Edel, I saw you in the Imperial Chronicle a while back. Oh, you mean that column of Rex's, right? Women at Work. It was a little embarrassing to be featured like that, to be honest, but it was good publicity, and it did help with my vegetable sales. Vegetables, huh? Back at school, I only ever raised flowers. Might be fun to try veggies next time. I think I'd give them a shot too. Please do. I think you'll find it a very rewarding experience. You should both come to visit my family's estate sometime. I can show you the fields I've been cultivating. I think this is about as exciting as the gardening club reunion can get. I'd better leave them be. They probably have a lot of catching up to do. Oh, you're just a superb dish person. Okay. It is time for bonding events. Just gonna double check on this.
Making a report? Oh my. Seems you had it tough. Until next time.
Okay. Well, we gotta do Sarah first. Because if the hearts mean anything important, then Sarah, well, Sarah will be the first one. Right, and we are going to save. I'm guessing, ooh. Is Kurt an available one? He is. Maybe we'll get his second sword. Ooh. I'm actually gonna mark here. We'll go to this menu so it looks a little bit more natural.